What's up, guys? It's Wally, and today we're going to be doing some battles with the rental team featuring a Galarian Articuno. Now, I know there was a strategy going around in Regulation D with the Galarian Articuno and Weirdeer, where Weirdeer ends up skill swapping its Intimidate over onto a Pokemon on the other side, just so Articuno can get that competitive and that Adrenaline Orb kind of proc there. However, without Weirdeer, I still think that Articuno could have some really good utility, especially in Regulation E where there are a lot of Intimidate Pokemon. Especially since Lando is extremely popular and only has Intimidate as its ability. You know that anytime it goes out there, it's going to be able to proc that competitive and Adrenaline Orb for Galarian Articuno. And Galarian Articuno is already a pretty quick Pokemon, so if you do proc that Adrenaline Orb and get that +1 to the speed, you're going to be able to outspeed a lot of different Pokemon. And I know there are a lot of Pokemon that are introduced in the DLC into Regulation E that do have competitive, like Milotic, as well as Empoleon, which is really nice that they ended up losing to Fine and getting competitive. So that's great, but I still think, again, that Articuno could be really good, especially with the Psychic type. I know that with the Dark types out there, it is a little shaky to be able to go out there with it, but to be able to face a lot of the fighting types, as well as poison types, and even with the Loyal 3 out there, all of them do have the poison typing attached to them, including Okidogi, which does have the fighting type, so they all have a 2x or a 4x weakness to the Psychic. And especially with the Ogerpon out there as well, they all do have the grass typing attached to them. However, if you do have to face the rock one, you do have to worry about that from the flying perspective, but having something like Air Slash to go into those grass types is extremely beneficial too. And if they do end up bringing the Teal Mask one, they're never going to be able to terrestrialize away from that. So having something like Air Slash is great against them, and again, the Freezing Glare is great against the Loyal 3, as well as the other fighting and poison types that are out there as well. And then we have Terra Blast, which, because Articuno is the Steel Terra, it ends up becoming the Steel Terra Blast, which is really great, especially into something like Fluttermane, which could potentially KO it with just like one Shadow Ball, especially if it ends up becoming Spect, and especially if Chiyu's out there as well. So it's really nice to be able to terrestrialize into the Steel and being able to hit Fluttermane with a really strong, super effective move. And if you end up proccing the competitive too, you do have a greater chance of being able to knock it out, because I know that thing does have some pretty good bulk in its special defense. However, I think if Articuno is +2 and you end up going with a Steel Terra Blast into it, I think you have a really good chance of being able to knock it out. And lastly, I want to send a big thank you out to our buddy Krieger for allowing me to use this team. I know he's been using this up on ladder quite a bit and having some really good success with it, so I'm really excited to get a chance to try it out myself. So we'll get into the battles, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here just having chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. Well, let's get into the battles. Well, it looks like a triple Genie team, despite the fact that one of them is, I guess, technically not a Genie. It's really just the Therian form. But either way, one that actually I think that Articuno would be really great with, especially to lead with, considering the fact that the Adrenaline Orb will go off if the Intimidate goes off. But not just that too, but if for some reason the, like the Thundy ends up having like Scary Face, Eerie Impulse will basically just kind of net to 0, so that really won't make a difference. But of course with the Bleak Wind Storm as well, that has the chance to lower the speed, which means that there are a lot of different opportunities for competitive to kind of proc there. So let's go Articuno to start, as well as Arcanine. And then in the back, let's also have our Waterpon, as well as Roaring Moon too. Yeah, we'll be good with that. Again, it would be kind of tough to bring Scizor, just because obviously with Chiyu that would be a little tough. So that would basically have to be our Terra, assuming that was going to be the lead. So again, not bad for Arcanine, no. Not bad for Arcanine at all. Alright, so I think we're going to have to Protect on this first one. And, we are Choice Banded, if I'm not mistaken. We are. So, yeah, you know what? Let's go for the Rock Slide. Let's see if we can get them to Terra or swap out here. Because it is possible that they actually... Well, no, because they should know that competitive is the ability here. But either way... Yeah, they're kind of stuck if they really want to bring in, they're Landorus. So yeah, they have to Terra here, which, understandable. It's going to be a Ghost or... Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Okay. Still should be fine. We resist that with Arcanine, so that's good. Articuno protects. Yep. No Dark Pulse. And go ahead. They got to go next. Dazzling Gleam, of course. Again, we just absolutely resist this, so we'll be fine. I think our Terra... Holy cow, that's still a lot of damage. Wow, not even a crit. Oh boy. Well, that's okay now. Perfect. Our question is, who comes in next for them? Now, I think we can actually probably Terrastalize into Steel here, depending on who this is. Depending on who this is. And the good thing is, if for some reason this is Landorus, then we should outspeed then. Okay, well that's not going to be it, and we're definitely not going to outspeed then. I think I'm going to Terra into Steel though. I'm going to go for the Terra Blast over there, and I am going to swap in... Ooh, gosh. Poor Roaring Moon. Yeah, it's tough because Ogerpon's going to take a ton of damage there. You know what? I'm going to hold off on the Terra then. I'm going to hold off on the Terra and go for the Freezing Glare over there. I know. Let me select it then. Well, it's probably going to auto-select it anyways. Oh, nice. That actually works out then. Oh, please tell me this is Lando. That is not Lando. However, we do, again, have a couple opportunities here to be able to get some speed decreases, or not necessarily just speed decreases, but other decreases as well to be able to raise our special attack. Oh, goodbye. Nice. Okay. Surprised they just protected on that. Okay, it looks like we're not going to be getting any Intimidates, but I guess if we do take a Bleak Wind Storm... Alright, here's what we're going to do. Yeah, I can actually Terrastalize now. So let's do that and go into a Terra Blast, and... I'm actually going to swap into Ogerpon. I know that's kind of leaving it wide open for the Bleak Wind Storm and all that, but the positive thing here is we can always bring in Arcanine afterwards, and then we can just go Extreme Speed. They lost their Ghost typing, so we can actually go Extreme Speed over there and just straight up KO. But I don't think that's going to be an issue here, because unless they go... Even if they go for a Shadow Ball, I think it's possible that we can survive. I don't know. I have not done that calc. It would be tough, but you never know. Okay, good. No Bleak Wind. Okay, yeah, no, we're going to be fine here. We knocked them out then. They do have the speed, but ain't going to mean much, honestly. Goodbye. Perfect. Let's go. But yeah, ain't gonna mean much because we're gonna end up resisting their flying move with the Articuno. I'm actually gonna go for the Freezing Glare. Let's go for the Spiky Shield too. But yeah, the only move that I believe that they have is just going to be the Bleak Wind Storm here. Yeah. If we actually get a speed decrease, that would actually be pretty cool. Get ourselves a +2. Can we? No. That's okay, though. Freezing Glare is going to do a good amount of damage. Nice. Imagine if we got the freeze, too, you know? That's totally okay, though. Let's go Freeze and Glare again. Actually, I think that's going to be best. I'll let them take out Ogerpon. I'm okay with it. That's fine, because if we can get a -2, or get the speed drop on Articuno... No. It's okay, though. It was worth a shot. That's fine. Freeze and Glare will bring it down to the red, and then we can just go with the Extreme Speed to KO. And we get the freeze! Let's go! What a great way to end this battle. Oh, man. And they have a berry as well, so we do have to do a little bit more damage. But this will also help me see how much damage this non-stab Extreme Speed can do with the Choice Band Arcanine. Assuming they don't end up backing out of the game. Assuming. Well, even so, it's only a quarter damage anyways, so I think we would pick it up anyways. Yeah, we're good to go. Glad we ended up getting the freeze. Unfortunate we didn't see an Intimidate there to be able to get, or take advantage of the Adrenaline Orb and the competitive, but honestly, didn't even need it in the long run. Still end up with the dub. Good game. Alright, now here's one where we can really take advantage of a potential, Intimidate here. However, I'm a little worried about Chi-Yu and Fluttermane again. So, despite the fact that they are going to potentially be starting with a with Lando, still going to bring Arcanine too, just in case. In the back, we're definitely going to bring Waterpon. Kind of tough to bring Scizor, to be completely honest with you. Especially because of Chi-Yu, but if we can get rid of Chi-Yu, or we can actually save our Terra, then Scizor wouldn't be the worst call. Yeah, you know what? It could be fun. It could be fun. We also do have to remember the fact that they could potentially set Tailwind here, because despite the fact that I completely forget about it sometimes, apparently Fezandipity does get Tailwind, so that is one thing we may have to be worried about. But the good thing, though, is the fact that we do have, again, Galarian Articuno, which is a Psychic type, which is going to be strong into that poison. So if they do end up starting Fezandipity and want to try to get some poisons, at least we'll have something that's super effective. But nope, and as Flutter and Chi-Yu are good friends, of course. We're totally going to be okay here, though. Main reason for that is because we're going to be able to protect. Let them get their please be speed. Thank you. How nice of them. That is so nice. Okay, so let's protect on this first one, and let's go with that Rock Slide. Question is, do they Terra? Do they wait? Who do they Terra if they do Terra? Do they go into Ghost to be able to take away the weakness to the Rock? Or do they just swap out? Oh, let's go. Okay, now we... Oh, we still don't outspeed now because that is a speed. Now I kind of wish I asked for a special attack one, but... Hey, you know what? What can you do, right? Hopefully we can actually potentially knock out into their Protect. So never mind. That is not going to happen. It's okay. They may end up going for a Rock Slide. Okay, at least we hit that. Doesn't do much damage, though, unfortunately. I am not going to swap out. However, what I will do is they may just go, again, may just go for the Rock Slide here. And they may just go for the Rock Slide. I'm going to take that risk because I really don't want to get knocked out by a Rock Slide and a Shadow Ball. So let's do that. Let's swap out and let's actually go into Scizor. It actually leads me to believe I should have went for the Freeze and Glare over here. Yeah, Freeze and Glare. over into Lando. But you know what? I'm okay with that, though. We should be okay. I would assume that they're going to be Choice Scarf and not anything else. So it is very possible that they do choice themselves into a Rock Slide here, in which both of us are going to be able to... You gotta be kidding me. Please be Rock Slide, then. Oh, but thank you for that, though. Now we are +4. But we still outspeed. Let's go. Okay, so that is not a Scarf one then. That's gonna be a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, even better. U-turn. Let's go. Okay, so now Articuno is back to what is that? +1 or is it +2? Oh, that's gonna be bad. Yeah, it's gonna be real bad. We're gonna have to protect on this one. Well, let's see. Depends on who this is, honestly. Ooh, it's gonna be D-Knight. Fair enough. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna protect on this. And I will swap into Arcanine. Think about this. We are +4. I wonder if an Air Slash would actually... Okay, well that's actually good to know too. I wonder if an Air Slash would actually knock out Chi-Yu at that point. It's fine. We 4x resist this, which is extremely nice. Still does a good amount of damage though. That's not good for us now, is it? But we should outspeed though, and that's the positive thing. Yeah, we are +4. I'm gonna go for the Air Slash over there, and let's go back to the Rock Slide. Damn, that's alright though. You know what, we do get the Rock Slide, but we do hit Dragonite, and we actually get the KO. Even better, we get the crit right back. Alright, RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. Or vice versa for us in that instance. Either way though, that is perfectly fine. Let's go out with the Water Pond. They can no longer swap out, so they are stuck at a -2. Which is really good for us. That's not, though. However, if we want, which we are probably going to want, we're going to go with the Spiky Shield. Shoot. Okay, that's going to be a little tough. But we do know that they have... I think they have Stomping Tantrum, not EQ. I'm going to go with the Spiky Shield. And honestly, I'm going to go into Scizor because I want to take away the Intimidate drop. And we'll be able to get one more over on Landorus too. And honestly, as long as they don't hit a Heat Wave or something like that right here. Ooh, we also get to see their Terra too. Who's it gonna be? Are you gonna be flying? You are. Okay. 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 Yeah, that's actually fine. That is actually fine. Yeah, they're gonna go EQ, aren't they? No, they should go Terra Blast, though. I feel like they would go Terra Blast. Yeah. But at least that's into the Spiky Shield. Unfortunately, it's not a contact move, so the Spiky Shield does not produce any damage there. Here's what we're going to do, though. I'm going to swap into Arcanine right away. We're going to get that. And I'm going to get the Bullet Punch over into Lando. I need to do as much damage over there as possible. Thankfully for us, the Chi-Yu is -2. It could go Heat Wave, but thankfully Arcanine is going to resist that. We're going to get some damage here with the Bullet Punch, which is going to be nice. Scizor is not intimidated, and that does a good amount of damage. Come on, you can miss. They do not miss. That's okay. That's okay, though, because honestly, they're -4 now. Yeah, it's funny, because they're -4, we were +4. Unfortunately, that overheat took out our +4 Mon, but yeah, unfortunately, it is Stomping Tantrum. That's okay, though. I think Ogerpon should potentially, not guaranteed, but potentially outspeed. Let me look at this quickly, though, because they are not Scarf, and we're at 140, so let me think about this. I think they have to be almost max speed to be able to outspeed that, then. I think we should be able to take care of that. So let's go for the Ivy Cudgel into Lando. Dark Pulse, that's fine. We do. Okay, I'm glad we outspeed. That means we pick up that KO, which means that the only way for them to end up beating us here is to get a crit. Because I think the Ivy Cudgel, especially since we are back to neutral, should hit pretty damn hard. So let's do that, and let's hope for the best. Ooh, they could go for flinches, though. But they do not get it. Ooh. Oh, it's sashed. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, that is a little unfortunate, but I think we can still pick this up, though. As long as it's not a crit. Good. And we didn't get flinched. Even better. Look at that. Like I said, RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. Hey, critical hit too! I mean, it didn't matter, it was 1 HP, but you know what? It's still nice to see it anyways. Glad that RNG really helped us out there in the end to not get flinched and still end up picking up the KO over on Chi-Yu. A little upsetting that our +4 Articuno ended up getting knocked out by that overheat, but honestly, ended up picking up the KO on Fluttermane, and to me, right now, that's enough. Good game. I don't think they're going to end up starting with their Heatran. So let's start them along with Articuno. Yeah, let's start them, Articuno. Now, Arcanine would be a bit of an issue, though, for multiple reasons. Actually, the Psychic wouldn't be extremely horrible if we had to Terrastalize them. Here's what we're going to do. We definitely bring Waterpon. And let's bring Growing Moon. We haven't really brought it, so kind of want to at least have it on the field for a little bit. It's a great Tailwind Mon, too. It's got booster speed, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it does have the Flying Terra, because it does have Acrobatics. So that'll be really nice, especially if we end up being able to save our Terra for that. Perfect. That's kind of exactly what we wanted to see. So we're going to be able to actually take out Torn on this one, I think. We are going to be +2. We're going to be able to fake out Lando, which is going to be nice. Get that Grassy Surge. Alright. So let's fake out Lando. Go for that Freezing Glare over into Tornadus. They're going to be able to set Tailwind, which... that sucks. But, at the same time, we should be able to take them out. At +2, unless that thing is a lot of special defense bulk, I think we should be okay with that. Question is, how are they going to go? Are they going to swap out knowing that we're going to end up... But here's the thing, though. It's kind of hard to end up swapping out Landorus here because then you know you're going to have to bring it in again for another Intimidate, and then that's just going to proc the competitive again. Nice. Kind of hoping that that's... Please be Ghost. Awesome. They were afraid that we were going to fake out over there, but No siree. Good thing about that is that's not really going to matter for the move that we're doing over there. And also, that wastes their Terra. I'm going to get the Tailwind, that's fine. We'll get this. We'll get this. Sorry. And, okay, well, never mind. But we do get the freeze. My goodness, man. That's some damn good luck right there. I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm going to bring in Roaring Moon on this one. And, I'm going to end up protecting, too. I'm going to be able to get a Rock Slide in. Which is actually okay. That's going to be neutral over there on Roaring Moon. I always forget, because that thing does have wings and is flying. I always forget that that thing is not a flying type, you know? You gotta be kidding me. Holy cow, that thawed out really quickly. We could have actually KO'd that with the Grassy Glide then. Well, not ideal, but you know what? Yeah, Roaring Moon's fine. It's not the best physical defender, but man, that really tanked that now, didn't it? Alright, so here's what we're going to do, is we're going to try to set our Tailwind here, and I'm going to go for the Freezing Glare over there. Articuno tanks that. Wow. That's fine. Drop speed? Nope, thankfully. Although it would have been fine, because then we would have gotten the competitive boost again, but thankfully they're gone. I wish I could actually Terrastalize Roaring Moon, but at 37 HP, it's going to be a little rough, you know? Who's this? Try to go for a Tailwind, and let's protect. That's okay. If we can get this Tailwind off, we're going to be in a better place. Who's this? Ooh, hi, Ogerpon. Have you met Articuno? Ooh, Surf, though. Okay, can we resist this enough? That's the question. I don't think that's going to be possible in the rain, but there's always a hope. There is no hope. Sorry, I realize that sounds much more ominous than I wanted it to. But, it's okay, my bad. Tailwind's gone. That's huge, then. Let's go with Rillaboom. However, well, that is a special attack one. So, maybe they don't have Aqua Jet, but you never know, you know? I'm going to go for the Fake Out over there. They may go for the Spiky Shield. But we're going to do that. And let's go for the Freezing Glare over there. Nice! Okay, they didn't protect. Good. Damn. At +1, but then again, they do have that Swift Swim, which is unfortunate for us, but hey, what can you do? Sorry. Now the good thing is we did end up bringing Ogerpon, so we're going to end up benefiting from that rain as well. Problem is, I don't want to, yeah, I'm not going to end up Terrastalizing, because I do not want to lose my, yeah, I do not want to lose my Water Absorb, and also, let's just do that. That's fine. Okay, can we survive a Shadow Ball, though? That's the question. Oh, you bet we can. I forgot that we're actually AV. That's on me. We'll get the Horn Leech. That's actually some good damage. And we're going to get this Wood Hammer over there, which should KO. In an alternate world, maybe. Rain stopped. They are no longer that fast. We do not have grassy terrain anymore, which is a little unfortunate. But let's go for that Wood Hammer over there one more time. And let's go for that Horn Leech. Again, now because the rain's gone, we should be able to outspeed, but... Fine, we'll get the Ivy Cudgel first, but then we should outspeed... Well, maybe, I don't know. I actually don't know the full speed for all of them, so that's a little tough. Do we outspeed? We do not. Okay. That's unfortunate. But now we can Terrastalize, because we don't have to worry about Ogerpon. We know they have Shadow Ball, so that's going to be their main move here. And we know we outspeed, so we're going to be taking away our weakness to Bleak Wind Storm here by Terrastalizing into water. So let's do that. Oops. Let's do that, and let's Horn Leech. Yeah, them going with that Ghost Terror really took away from what they were going to be able to do potentially with that Basket Legion too. So I'm glad we don't have to worry about that. Maybe they had like a Grass Terror or something if they weren't going to go with like a full like Water or Ghost Terror or something like that. So I'm glad we're going to be able to take away from that. And even though they are a flying type, they are a ghost type now. So, I mean, either way, it was going to be neutral with the Ivy Cudgel. Damn. It's okay. They're going to set up the Rain Dance. Or not the Rain Dance, the Tailwind. They'll be able to go Rain Dance, though. That's still okay, though. They're still going to be able to go with the Shadow Ball, and they will be faster. But we will be able to recover some health here, and that's going to be the most important thing. It's fine. That's unfortunate, though. Can we survive a Shadow Ball, please? Nice. Huge! Now we get a bunch of health back here, because we should KO, which we do. And then last but not least... let's take out this Tornadus. Lower our speed all you want. You're not going to get away from this Ivy Cudgel. Oh, they even missed the Bleak Wind. Go figure. Let's go. And here we go. The Ivy Cudgel brings it home. Again, really, the Ogerpon show right there. But, so I'm glad that we were able to get that. Glad we were able to get the Intimidate to proc the competitive, as well as the Adrenaline Orb on that one too, despite the fact that obviously Galarian Articuno didn't necessarily do a ton there because it ended up getting knocked out, but honestly, it's still nice to be able to get that and be able to proc that. Good game. So even though Articuno isn't used fairly often, I still think it can be a really great Pokemon to use with the competitive and the Adrenaline Orb. I mean, now with Milotic back, you know, a lot of people are talking more about the competitive, as well as Empoleon being able to get competitive instead of Defiant. But Articuno is still a great Pokemon to run with it, too. There are a lot of Intimidate Pokemon that are out there, so you're able to take advantage of that competitive, as well as that Adrenaline Orb, which gives you that +1 to the speed after you end up getting intimidated. So, honestly, it's really nice to be able to speed up Articuno, which is already pretty speedy, so being able to get that +1 is going to be able to outspeed a lot of other Pokemon. But being able to have the Freezing Glare, which ends up potentially freezing Pokemon, like you guys ended up seeing, Air Slash, which has the chance to flinch, and then that Steel Terror Blast is extremely nice too, especially into Pokemon like Fluttermane, which could end up knocking you out with something like a Shadow Ball, because that is super effective on Articuno, but being able to go into Steel, doing the Terror Blast into them, you end up having that really good chance of being able to knock out. And especially if you're +2 with the competitive, it makes it even easier. So again, just want to send a big thank you out to Krieger for allowing me to use this team. I know he's been using it up on the ladder and having some really good success with it, so I'm extremely happy that I was able to get a chance to use it. But thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.